with total volume. When you're finding total volume, one thing you have to do is you have to remember that to find volume, volume is length times width times height, all the time. When you're finding total volume, you're finding the volume of both shapes. So how do you find the total of something? You add the stuff together. You add. So I tend to label my shapes. So if this would be shape A, and this would be shape B. So what you have to do is you would have to find the volume of A, find the volume of B. Okay, just follow with me. I'm going to show you everything that we're doing in just a minute. So you got to find the volume of A, so the length times width times height of A, shape A. Do the length times width times height of B. Then to find the total volume, you got to do volume A plus volume B to give you the total volume of the entire shape together. Okay? So, once we start doing it, you're going to go, oh my gosh, this is so easy. Some shapes are more complicated than others. So, I'm going to start with shape B just because it has more numbers and I can easily see what sides are there. So I can easily see that I've got, now as I've said a million times before, your length and your width, you decide what you want to make your length and your width. Whether you want to make this your length and this your width, to me, it doesn't really matter. Someone may decide that it really matters. I don't see what difference it makes. Height, I mean, obviously that's how tall something is. You know, this might be wide, this might be long. Does it really matter? I don't know, does it? I don't know. Okay. So, I've got my three numbers right here. 3 times 14 times 5. You see where I got those three numbers? 3, this one. 14, this one. 5 from here to here, because this is shape B. It's only 5 centimeters tall. It's not the entire thing. That's just shape B right there. Do you see it? Yes, no, maybe? Okay. So I've got to find the volume of B. 14 times 3, that's 12, that's 4. So I've done these two numbers. Some people had a tendency, really bad habit before, of only multiplying two numbers and not doing the third. You're not doing volume if you only multiply two numbers and call it a day. That's area. 10, 21. So the volume of shape B is 210 cubic centimeters. So now I got to find shape A. I've got to do the volume of shape A. Can I easily find, because they're not really labeled, the length and the width for shape A? Now I've got people that are like, well, it's not labeled, I don't know, I can't do this. It's not labeled. It sort of kind of is. If this right here is 14, this is 14, and this is 14, and this is 14. If you look at them, they're all the same size. Now, you might have run into some where you can easily see that they are not the same size. You see how these are all the same size? They are all 14 centimeters long. Every single one. So for shape A, whether that's my length or my width, whichever one you choose to make it, that number is going to be 14. Because it's 14 here, so it's 14 here. Just because they don't label it doesn't mean it's not. Do you see that? Okay. So, what about my height for A? Is it giving me my, does it give me my height for A? Yeah, it's right here. It's telling me that my height is 5. It's got that tall side labeled as 5, so it's got 5 there too. What about my width or that side? It's not labeled. What would it be? It's 3, because if it's 3 here, guess what? It's 3 here, it's 3 here, it's 3 here, it's 3 over where you can't see it too. I don't have any parts that are hanging off. I don't have anything that's short. Everything is even with everything else. So all of these pieces are 3. Now, if you remember seeing some of those parts where you see where one is shorter than the other, well, then I can't say that those are the same. All of these are the same. So this is 3, this is 3, this is 3, this is 3. So my numbers are the same. If my numbers are the same, what can I say about my volume for A? It's the same. I don't have to sit there and do the multiplication again. Because if I did it here, I know what it is there. So now I have to do my total volume. I've got my volume for A, my volume for B. To find my total volume, you add them. So what is the total volume of this figure in 1A? 420. It's 420. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. It's 420 cubic centimeters. What? You're making a face. What, this? It's only because centimeters times centimeters times centimeters. Those have little understood ones. 1, 2, 3. You add your exponents when you multiply stuff. So, just like here where I was saying, you can see that these are the same size. Is this the same size as that? No. So it's obvious those aren't the same size. So I can't say, oh, this is 15. No, it's not. That's where, you know, it's kind of obvious when things are not the same size. So I'm going to call this one shape A and this one shape B. You don't have to label stuff. That's just a strategy that I use just because I like to know what I'm doing. I like to keep up with things. You know, when I'm in the middle of doing a lot of math, y'all know I do that. I label things, I mark things, I mark off things, I make lists, checks, I do all of that stuff. There's another way to show my work. So I need to find my volume for A, I need to find my volume for B, and then I need to find my total volume. So do I have enough information to find my volume for A? No. I need to find my length, my width, and my height. Do I know my height of A? What is my height of A? 3. It's 3. It's right here. That's how tall it is, right there. Do I have my... Okay, so what I'm going to do, every time I say length, if I have a shape, I'm going to call this my length and this my width. So anytime I'm saying something, I'm trying to be consistent. You don't have to call it, but that's what I'm calling. So my width, this one right here. So do I have something for there?
No, but it's 6.
Don't assume anything.
Because that's the same length as the one up there on the back.
The only place where I'm seeing a 6 is this.
But
And
that's
6.
the same length.
So if this is 6, then this is 6, this is 6, and this is 6. Those are the only things that are 6.
I meant 4. I meant 4.
Hey, Maya. So 4, this is a 4, this is a 4, this is a 4, this is a 4, and this is a 4. So now do we have our width?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Very good. So do we have our length? Yes, we do. Right there. 7. So now we have all of our information to find the volume of A. Just because they don't label it doesn't mean it's not there. So find the volume for A. Multiple ways you can do this. If this is 12, 7 times 12, 84. 7 times 3 is 21. 21 times 4 is 84. More than one way. 28. 28 times 3, 84, I guess. I'd have to write that one down. Okay. So for the volume of B, so let's see. Do we know the, let's see, length, width, height? Do we know how long it is? What is it? 15. Do we know how wide it is? How wide is it? 4. It's right there. Do we know how high it is? 6. Right there. Find the volume of B. Because 15 and 4 is 60. 60 times 6, 360. Okay, so the total volume, 360 plus 84. $360 plus 84. Michaela was correct. 444 cubic inches. 444. Oh my gosh. Okay. See if you can find the total volume of shape C. See if you can do C. If I've got A and I've got B. I'm going to do B first just because I know all my numbers are there. Length of 10, width of 3, height of 2. Okay, well that's there. Well, A, it doesn't give me all of my information. I have to kind of work some of it out. The height is easy, that's 4. The width is not right there in front of my face, but if I look down, if this is 3, this is 3. My length is not going to be the same. This is 10, but this is not the same. I can't make any assumptions about anything and go, oh, well, this is this because I'm going to look at that and assume that's a square. It's or a cube. It's not a cube because those are not the same size. Cube is made up of squares which are all the same size. This is not. However, they're giving you this. if the total length is 10 and this one piece of B is 6 centimeters, what's left? 4. The length of A is 4. So the volume of A, 12 4p8. The volume of B, 30 16. Total volume is 108 cubic centimeters.